Hello world. Or world, what am I talking about? I'm talking to about like a few people right now probably. As usual, as starting off a stream, we're gonna have to wait for some people to come in. First thing you're gonna notice is compared to last week, wait a minute, I'm gonna have to get up a picture of what I looked like last week, but this is gone. Hair is a lot shorter. Anyways. Alright, so Overlord Destroy always here. What's up, Dylan Eagle? Have you been around to some of our streams before? I don't think I've seen you around, Dylan Eagle. Nice, Matt Person. FTL MVP for sure. What's up, Joseph Sampson? Definitely haven't seen you before, Joseph, so stick around. It's gonna be... I'm gonna wait for some people to come in. I also have to post a stream in multiple places before we get started. So give me a moment, guys. While I'm doing this, we'll have time to people pile in. We already got 7 in here, and we'll start watching. I can't wait to watch this. Oh my god, I've seen it before. I've seen it multiple times, actually. I've seen it multiple times. It's always a great watch. So, just for some weird reasons. As some of you have seen it probably know. Anyways. Alright, what's up, Jonathan Crespo, Jolly, FEH? We got a ton of new people. Holy crap. A ton of new people. After I post the stream around, I'll get to explaining usually what the rundown, because we've got not a lot of new people today. A lot of new people. So, I'm kind of going to give you guys the gist of like how I usually run my streams, how I run things, how I do things. Give me a moment, just gotta post just a few more places. Alright. Both episodes are dubbed. We're going to be watching the dub today because that adds to the fun factor. It definitely adds to the fun factor of watching this show. The dub is, oh man. It's a fun watch. It's a fun watch for sure. Anyways, just one more time, and I'll be right back after this. All right. So give me a moment, guys. Okay, I'm all set up to go. Just to ask Joseph Sampson, what is your favorite Fire Emblem game, or what are my favorite Fire Emblem games? My favorite Fire Emblem games, I have my favorites, and then I have the games I think are the best. My personal favorites have got to be, it's got to be Radiant Dawn and Awakening. I like those two. They're my favorites. They're definitely not the best. In terms of, like, if I had to hold them to an objective standard, they're not the best. Anyways, I'm gonna be right back, and we're gonna start right away. Wow, oof, we got a lot of new people in here. I'm gonna be right back, and then I'll give all of you the rundown of how I run the streams, what like my demeanor is, what like kind of like I don't know, kind of how I run things here, because I stream, or the way I like to stream is kind of a little differently than some people. I'll be right back. Okay, so before we get started, basically every Thursday I stream. I usually try not to stream Fire Emblem games. I usually try to stream something either Fire Emblem related or something kind of random, just so we can all kind of have fun together. I don't want to make Fire Emblem or like oversaturate this channel with Fire Emblem. I want to have lots of fun with other games too, other types of content. My streams, I usually leave them up for a week, public, and then I set them to unlisted, and then they'll be in, but you can always access them in the Stream VODs playlist. So if you want to see any of my past streams, go to my channel, go playlist, go to Stream VODs, and you can see all of my streams that I've done. I usually set them to unlisted because they clutter the main channel, which I really want to keep for my main content. But I love streaming too. I do it once a week. And yeah, if you guys saw my Future of Pavise Productions video, you'd know that I plan on doing this part-time. And the rate at which I upload is is not fast enough to really keep up and make a decent amount of money. So streams are an alternative to that, and I plan to do it once a week. And I'm not okay. I gotta be honest. Like, if you guys want to donate, sponsor, super chat, and make this like a really good community, that's up to you guys. And it's up to the quality of my streams to make you or incentivize that. Anyways, enough of that spiel. Let's go back to the beginning of this. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to mess with the audio levels for a bit before we get a little too into it. Okay. I did want to make sure it's not too loud. Whew. Now, you might expect me to really give this thing a hard time, but I've seen it so many times before that I've kind of come around on it a little bit. But there are still some really funny moments, and it's a very quirky production, to say the least. I don't know how those stairs got destroyed, but
Mars, take this.
I don't have a problem with her voice actor at all.
Good luck.
Or with oh man, I'm gonna let Prince Mars here do all the talking. Also, the grunts that they do when they're hitting the door. Yeah! Yeah!
What? You must survive, my brother.
Oh, this is one of my favorite screams in anime, right here.
Alice, no.
This intro, though, is so sick. That's one thing I gotta get to the show. This intro, I'm gonna shut up. It's so cool.
Kingdom of Saint Hakania at their center. Now, however, the gods of war and madness have descended upon this land and the country of Derhua, led by Medius, the Dragon of Darkness.
This narrator's so dope.
With Garnef, ruler and supreme priest of the Khadin, to destroy the central kingdom. Their victory
Was swift and terrible.
Having reduced the once mighty capital of Hakania to rubble and ash, the Derhuan forces swept forward
Like a wave of steel.
Now in the kingdom of Arisha, inheritors of the strength and the will of Henri the Great, has fallen at the feet of the army of night. A golden age of peace has been swallowed by the demons of darkness, and now
Medius,
Garnef,
Edith, and death rule half the world. Oh. I love that intro, actually. It's so great. Or at least that little narration section, I love it. Also, I love how that's I think that's Italian. Because the version I'm watching on YouTube.
Smothered in flame, so God sent a hero, the demons to tame. Across a desert of death and a sea of despair, he gave us his courage. He taught us to dare.
Give me a moment.
Giant among men.
We need to make... Okay, somebody needs to make like a rap version of that cipher that he's talking about. He gave us this, he gave us that. I need to get the... We need to transcribe that and make like a music video or some kind of like... Also, don't... My languages skills are pretty bad, so if I get languages super wrong, that's not my fault, Matt. It's not my fault.
I adore this ballad. Don't you wish that Henri the Great was alive today?
Go on, kill it. You must finish what you've begun, my son.
I can't!
Mars! Mars!
Marge!
Pathetic weakling! You are a disgrace to the line of Henri the Great.
Cornelius, please, he's just a boy.
Stay out of this. Mars must become strong. The future of Aricia depends on it.
Thanks for tuning in, Jolly.
No tears, huh? I'm proud of you, Mars.
Proud of what, Ellis? I know I'll never be as ruthless as Father is.
Well then, I guess it's a good thing a wise ruler doesn't necessarily have to be ruthless.
Huh?
You don't have to do things exactly the way Father does, you know?
Yeah.
Again, I really don't have a problem with a lot of this.
Mars! Hey, Mars, wake up!
It's perfectly fine in terms of like
Hey!
quality.
Daydreaming while I
Just
talk to
there's
you?
some moments where it gets a little
You
weird.
didn't hear a word I said, did you?
Sorry, but I'm listening now.
Never mind.
But
Is streaming this legal? I don't know. It hasn't been taken down on YouTube ever before. I don't think KSS Films is really concerned about their Fire Emblem OVA IP. If I get taken down, oof, that's actually be surprising, but
Big deal! I skipped my sword lesson just to be with you today, and you act like I'm not even here. Maybe I'll just go find some other prince to play with.
I love how Sheeta's so mad. Like, just enraged, so angry.
Sheeta!
Also, you're right. None of this really is in the games, but that's fine with me. It's still all right in my opinion. Like, I don't mind stuff like this. It's honestly fine with me. It's just KSS Films. Also, yes, Spike Spencer, the voice of Marth. Ooh, Lots of cool things about him. He voiced Exilus in Awakening, if you didn't know that. That's always a neat fact. Yep, that's another thing. Some Fire Emblem fan, I guess. This has so many. This dub is really tied to the Evangelion dub. If you've ever watched the Evangelion dub, because it is by KSS Films, and they worked with Boast. Also, yes, Sheeta is out of character, or a little out of character. Oh, that is correct.
Over here.
But with any adaptation, it's gonna take liberties, and that's fine with me.
Come on, Mars.
In terms of Sheeta's character, though, yeah, I can see why it would rub people the wrong way.
Huh?
I actually like what they did here. Just some life on Talus. Like, just give them a feel of what it's like just living. And oh my god, that shot. Very, lots of plot going on. It's really a lot going on in that shot that really develops the character, you know? Also, yeah, Mars. His name is Mars. It's not Marth.
Hey, I've got a great idea.
Mars, the god of war. That's his. That's. Okay, this I've never gotten. Okay, I will never get over this. Listen to her accent. Listen, okay, think of what everybody else in the show, what their voice sounds like, and then listen to this.
Hey, I've got a great idea. Please stay and have dinner with us. Princess Sheeta, madam, wishes to see you.
Where does that accent come from? Like, it just comes out of nowhere. Everybody's talking like Americans. And you just have this random maid just come up and just, with this thick accent.
Sure, if it's okay.
Yay! I'll be right back.
Huh?
The time has passed for city ground. The situation on the continent has become urgent. Terhula's sphere of influence grows stronger every day. Your Majesty, Callus may be an island, but the sea will be no barrier once Medius controls the entire continent.
Yes, I'm well aware of that. We have discussed this many times.
Furthermore, the Aretians residing in the eastern fort have already dangerously compromised our situation. But the fact remains that if Aretia had lived up to their responsibilities, none of this would have ever happened.
Where is he? Oh, there you are. The head cook says it's okay, so I'm going to make you the best dinner you ever had.
I'm, sorry. I think I'd just better leave.
Huh? Mars?
Ah, yes. Mars! But Mars! Mars! I love how, actually, if Mars' name was actually Mars, I wouldn't even care, because Mars is a pretty cool name. It just sounds a little off after hearing Marth all your life.
Our main contingent is currently engaged against the enemy forces at the center of the battle line. At any moment, our ally Gra will begin attacking the enemy's left flank.
Their left flank!
What do you think? Will we win?
There's nothing to worry about, my prince. King Cornelius...
This dub is so unbalanced. Like, there's some really decent voices, like, that I like. But then there's just some filler voices like that, where I'm like, what is even going on here? Like, what is going on with his voice direction?
We've been betrayed! The forces from Gra have turned and attacked us from behind!
What? Are you sure, man?
Yes, it was so sudden that our forces were completely overwhelmed. I'm sorry, sire.
Curse those Grand traitors! I'll make them suffer for this!
I love that. I love that. That's some good stuff right there. Some good stuff.
Hold on, man. We failed. We fought as Aretian knights should, but there was no hope. We must pull back. Retreat!
Rest in peace, dude.
Jagan, take care of Mars.
But, my liege...
He is my son and heir. Protect him, as you have protected me these many years.
But...
Fear not.
Jagan looks sick. I'm not gonna lie. Look at that. Look at that. Like...
Is the shield of Akania. We must not fail.
And again, like, people love to rag on this thing, but this scene right here I actually really like.
What black magic is this? Only Kadeen wields such power.
Correct. I am the supreme priest of Kadeen, God.
So you are the Dragon of Darkness's pet demon. Prepare yourself. Taste the sacred steel of Faust.
Oh, I loved...
If you surrender to the
Oh,
now,
I love the cheese, man. I love the cheese.
Of course, they'll be our slaves.
Never! Not a soul in Orisha will accept your offer. Prepare to die!
Oh, brave words. It's really such a pity that I don't have the time to kill you more slowly. And now you die.
Oh shit! Oh, I love that. I love that death. I love that death. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause because I'm gonna talk about that. Because how could you not talk about that after you see that? After you see that, how can you not talk about that? Some people don't like the cheese. Here's the thing about Fire Emblem. It's pretty. A lot of the times, it's pretty damn cheesy. In this case, it's gone a little too far in the cheese. Or at least this adaptation for my taste is a little too cheesy. But I don't think the show... I think the show is embracing the cheese. I think it likes it. I think it's reveling in it. And that's kind of why I enjoy watching this. I think it's like... It realizes the story it has on its hands isn't like super groundbreaking or anything. So they're like, hey, let's have some fun with this. And that scene with Cornelius versus Garnet... I actually really like it. It's got a brutal ending where I'm like, oh damn, like, yo, that was actually pretty cool. Like, anyways, I just felt I had to talk about that because, again, you might hear me defending this show a lot, even though like I've watched it so many times now, but not even out of like liking it. You know, I've made video I've made video on it on the past, but not on this channel, on previous channels. And I've just had to watch it multiple times. And the more I watch it, the more I really kind of come to like it a little bit. It's not as horrible as people like to say, but it's not amazing by any means. But I don't know. I find watching it, I enjoy myself. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways.
To the port of Galda to search for any Orishan soldiers who may have survived and to gather intelligence. You must never allow your emotions to override your common sense. That was your father's mistake.
I think we should send in our soldiers now. How many months have passed since Princess Nina of Orleans stood up and declared her intent to overthrow Derhua's oppression? In all that time, not one kingdom has been willing to answer her call to arms. And every day the forces of Orleans are weakened by Medius's dogs of war. We must take action before Orleans is destroyed. This may be our last chance.
They pronounce it Orleans? I always saw Orleans or something.
Kane is right! We must join up with Princess Nina and go to war for the liberation of Orisha and the entire world!
Don't be so rash, boy. Even if we can join forces with Princess Nina, we will be up against the combined forces of Dura, Gra, and the Kadeen. The odds against us are overwhelming.
That may be true, Master Jagan, but we can't just sit here in Talus and wait forever. I have no desire to return to Orisha only to find that it's no longer there.
Are you sure we can defeat Dahura? If we die, then who will retake Orisha?
I like how they're at least being somewhat realistic.
But what about those that remain in Orisha as slaves?
Also, Gordon's voice, I can agree. Gordon's voice is horrible.
My lords!
What is it?
It's Talus! The city's on fire!
On fire?
Amazing. That reaction shot?
It can't be. Dahura couldn't have come this far. Look.
Mars! The pirates of Galda have attacked and set fire to the entire city.
What?
I didn't know what to do, so I came here.
Now pull yourself.
Also, yeah, I agree. I see where your Sheeta fans are coming from here. I don't. She seems very off. Especially if you listen to what she's like in Warriors, or the attitude she got in there. Yeah. It's like, she's like, Mars, save me! Save me, Mars!
We will.
Also, you can't deny the music's also really cool.
Dahura will surely become aware of our troops hidden here in Talus.
Jagan, we must repay the debt that we owe to the King of Talus. The time has come to fight for freedom.
They hear that? For freedom, guys.
And I suppose this old warrior must do as his prince commands.
Jagan.
Well, what are you standing around for? What's happened to the fervor you were just showing? Knights of Arisha, to arms!
I'm also going to point out a lot of what I don't like about this battle.
Onward, Arisian Knights, and recapture Talus!
Gotcha. After all these years, I'm still picking up your messes.
This battle scene is just bad. Like, also, yeah, Marth on a horse. That is Marth on a horse. You saw that right.
5 points!
Okay, the reason I really have a lot, sorry, I know it's kind of, we're supposed to kind of just be a group watch here, but I have a lot of commentary on this. Now, I'm going to be talking more about Fire Emblem and getting adapted into anime a lot more later, but I really don't like that scene. Mainly because of the tone inconsistencies. You have shots like this. You know, pretty brutal, right? Shots like this, you know? And then a few seconds later, you have this. Can you see the problem I'm having with I have with this? I think it's I think that speaks for itself in terms of just the tone inconsistencies. You know, a lot of anime like to pull out the the chibi art style sometimes randomly in the middle of fights, like something super serious happened and then oh, let's little punchline with the chibi, you know? But and And I don't even mind the goofiness, you know? Fire Emblem has moments of goofiness and lightheartedness, but when it's interspersed in the battles, like Fire Emblem, the comedy is either before the chapter or like in support conversations. The humor does not bleed into the battles. When the battles are happening, it's all business, you know? It's all business. The story takes itself pretty seriously. But this is like...
5 points!
These years I'm still picking...
You have stuff like this. Stuff like this. In the middle of fights. Where it's just dumb humor and slapstick in the middle of fights. And battles when Fire Emblem usually takes itself pretty seriously. There's no tactics. There's no strategy. It's just a bunch of slapstick humor and people getting, like, cut around and stuff. I kind of liked it. I liked how it had the brutality at the beginning, you know? Not that I like dark, like, not that something has to be, dark intentionally. But, or I only like dark stuff. Or only darkness, you know? That's not what I'm talking about. It's like... if you're going for battles, either have them dark or lighthearted. You can't have, like, this weird mix where neither... Well, luckily, I think the action is okay in this show. I just don't like this humor in the middle of battles. I like how it shows the brutality. It's just when it kind of flips... all of a sudden flips between brutal villagers getting cut down. Yeah, and this is the first map. Okay, give me a minute. What does the first map of this actually look like? You know? Like, Fire Emblem Map 1. That didn't work. Yeah, this is this. You know? It's pretty funny. Also, in terms of actually putting in the strategy, there are a ton of anime that incorporate strategy and are all about strategy and mind games and like making correct moves and have battles on pretty large scales and events happening and battles and like, oh, what decision should I make? Again, I'm going to talk about more of this in the next video because that's what my next video is going to be about, is about adapting Fire Emblem into anime. Anyways. Let's get back to it. Sorry for that ramble. Also, what the hell? You guys grilling me for using incognito? What the hell? It's just if I'm on YouTube on my personal account when I'm here's the thing. If I just use a regular tab and I go onto my YouTube and I'm searching for stuff, I don't want any of my like video manager or any of my like analytics, even if I do it by accident, getting onto the stream. So that's why I'm using incognito, just so I have a fresh window to work with. Because if I open a new window, it'll auto log me in.
Your Highness.
Prince Maz. Forget about me. Sheeta, protect Sheeta for me.
Let me go! Let me go now! You...
Ananda, you brigand!
My hero! Beat him up, Mars! Clobber this creep!
Hold it right there! Stay back, or I'll cut off your pretty little head. Drop your sword, hero.
No, Mars, don't do it!
Go on, drop it!
Mars!
Now, on your knees. I'll show you what happens to heroes.
Wait a moment. Was he?
I'll show you.
Was he wearing a glove or? Sorry, Sheeta. What are you biting?
What happens to heroes?
I don't think he's wearing armor, so... Actually, never mind. I thought he was wearing some kind of armor. And then Sheeta just straight up bit armor, but... Also, you're not hearing it wrong. It is Prince Mars. That's what it was localized as. Also, the Donkey Kong. It sounds like it's Donkey Kong sound effect, though.
Mars, cat!
It's all over now, boy.
Are you okay?
Oh, just got knocked. Yo, this is top 10 anime fights for sure, Dodo.
Step away, girlie. I'm gonna chop this little toad into mincemeat. Hit him!
Never!
If you won't step aside, I'll just
Wait, did it?
cut you up together.
Yeah, did an axe user just land a hit? Like, on a sword user? What? What just happened? Nah, I don't really care about stuff like that, but...
Farewell, sweet Mars.
Don't move.
Oguma!
I'm sorry to have returned so late, my princess.
Oh, it can't be. How could your ship have gotten back from Golda so fast?
Where do you think you're going, old man?
Come on!
Omaewa Shindairu. Just got taken out, dude.
Father!
Daughter! Prince Mars, I can't thank you enough for saving my city and my daughter.
Well...
Still, word of your presence here in Talos must surely reach the ears of Media's...
Oh yeah, it's Oguma.
Tomorrow morning, the Orishan Knights will depart for the Aconian continent.
That's what I love about it.
I see that you have already made up your mind. Therefore, Talos will send as many soldiers as we can spare with you. Oguma,
Sire?
You will go.
If those are your orders.
Hear me, Mars. The result of future battles will be decided by your leadership. Find allies, colleagues who will fight beside you.
Aye.
Also, I'm gonna give my full thoughts on this episode once it's over. Actually, how long have we got left? Oh, we still got a little bit. Because there's actually so much to talk about in the show. And I'm going to talk a lot about it in my next video, but...
It's okay. If I win, I would only be a burden to him.
Sheeta, you've known that this would happen ever since we took the Orishan Knights under our wing. I know you remember the day they first came here. King Cornelius was an old and dear friend. But even I was hesitant in giving his son shelter. Medius is a powerful enemy, and I was loath to endanger our small land. At least, that was how I felt until you begged me to let them stay. The people of Talos were not eager to welcome the Orishan Knights. No one wants the seeds of trouble growing in their own backyard. But you never gave up. You kept trying to persuade the people to accept these foreigners as kin. Why is that, Sheeta? Tell your old father the truth.
Again, that backstory isn't even that, like, that's a serviceable backstory. I hate... Oh, I love that line. That's one of my favorite lines, and probably my favorite line in the whole show is right here. I hate boats. I hate these boats. I hate these horses on these boats. It's such a classic line. Oh my god. Can I hear that again? I want to hear that again. Spoken like true sailors.
Princess! I hope you have lots of hay, because we're coming with you!
Also, they are so happy to see Sheeta.
And so it began. Ahead lay a dark continent filled with a million unknown dangers. But now the wind was at their backs and filled their sails as a new hope blossomed in their hearts. There was a kingdom to be saved and a world to be set free.
So yeah, that was episode 1 of the Fire Emblem original video animation. The dub. Also, some fun facts. I saw some even in the chat questioning why is it Mars? This came out before the series came to North America. What year did this come out? Let me search this up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Fire Emblem OVA. This came out. Yeah, Studio KSS. Very important to the dub cast, by the way. But third game. When did it come out? Gotta be on my anime list. This is 1996. 1996. The series didn't come to North America until, or we didn't have localized names for any of these characters, because not even Smash Brothers was out, or Smash Brothers Melee, where Martha and Roy were introduced. They weren't localized at all. Like, so that's what we're dealing with here. This is pre North American Fire Emblem. So that's why you have 1996. That's why it's also, this is wrong. It's it says Prince Mars, but it's Mars. It is Mars, yeah. It got localized as Prince Mars. And some people, I'm not an expert in Japanese, but some people say that Mars is technically a more accurate translation of Mars' Japanese name. It's just it got changed to Marth. So yeah, as you can see, people don't really like this. Of course, it's not the most popular either. So, but what's really cool? Does this have the dub cast? This gotta have the dub cast. Also, wait a minute. Does this say it's an adaptation of the manga? It does say it's an adaptation of the manga. Which is an adaptation of Fire Emblem. Okay. When did the manga come out? Because 1993 to 1999. By the way, you guys should check out the manga. It's an interesting piece of Fire Emblem history that many people don't know exists. So it's an interesting watch or thing to look at. But let's go. We're gonna go look at the quality of Spike Spencer. Because this guy. Also, yes, I'm using ad block. I usually have it turned off for. I have it turned off for a lot of sites though, but when I'm just generally browsing, I usually have it on. YouTube, I turn it off. I definitely turn it off on YouTube, or I try to remember to turn it off because, I've most of my YouTube I actually watch on mobile, which doesn't even have ad block on it, so I try my best to. Also, yeah, I can't believe they did make a butt in the like an arrow in the butt joke. But yeah, Spike Spencer, best known for his work in the film dubs of Neon Genesis Evangelion, and let's look at who he voices in Spike Spencer Fire Emblem. Now, if we go here, let's go to his behind the voice actors page. You can see some other role he's played. Rolo in Code Geass, if some of you watch Code Geass, and that's why I was talking about. Some shows do a pretty decent job of showing Code Geass, of showing strategy, and Code Geass is one of them. Even though Code Geass is not my favorite show, it does a pretty decent job with some tactics. But what I'm interested in, if we go to games, you can see some other roles he's done. Saburo, and I don't know how much you guys are into anime, but what we're interested in is this role right here. Fire Emblem 1997, he plays Marth. If we go to his games, this is where it's really cool. This is where this is next level stuff right here. Look at this. He plays Exilus.
What? Really? These fools! These fools!
Yeah, that's Spike Spencer. Let's go back and listen to Marth. Where is he?
Fear not. Tomorrow morning, the Orisha Knights will depart for the Achaean continent. That's enough, Gordon! Let them go! There's no need to go after those who fled. We have much bigger fish to fry. I am Mars Lowell, heir to the throne of Orisha. We will, sir, and gladly. My soldiers are tired. Many have not slept since we left. These fools! These fools!
Spike Spencer's my savior, and oh yeah, he also did Ring a Bell. If you guys oh, he also did Alternus and Lair. I didn't know that. But yeah, Ring a Bell. He also does Ring a Bell. If you guys know Ring a Bell from Bravely Default.
Might I interject? I'm fine, though I thank you for your gracious concern.
Anyways, yeah. Spike Spencer, very interesting voice actor. Oh my god, I just didn't know he did. I just recently watched Red Line, so that's cool. Not the dub, but of course he's Shinji, for those of you who like Neon Genesis Evangelion. So yeah, Spike Spencer. A legend, and a subject. Honestly, with this dub, I don't mind him that much. He's all right. But actually, yeah. No, I gotta pause this. I gotta get this guy. Whoever uploaded this is a legend, by the way. As you can see, it looks like this isn't easy to come by, based off that this is. What does this say? It's a little Italiana. Produttore is... I can't even know what this is. I don't know what it is. Anyways. Let's move on to episode 2. Oh man, we gotta get that copyright, dude. Actually, before we start this, I'm gonna check a few things. Make sure we're all good. Whoa, 26 watching. Oh my god. We had 36? I wasn't even paying attention to the numbers. Wow. Holy crap, you guys are amazing. I think that's the most I've ever had on a stream. Well, I'm guessing a lot of people came because I just uploaded that video, so we got a lot of new people. Anyways, time for episode 2. And after this episode, I'm going to talk a bit more about my thoughts about the show. Anyways, let's get started. Also, yeah, I also do like this opening scene a lot.
You're quite a swordsman. To my mind, that spells mercenary, right? Well then, how'd you like to join up with me?
Sorry.
Huh? Hey, wait up! Oops, hold up, I'm not looking for a fight. Come, we could make some good money together.
Also, these accents, man, they're all over the place.
We'd be practically unstoppable. Not interested in money, huh? Well, what about women? We could get you whatever you want.
Boss, they're coming.
Right. See you around. Well, how'd it go?
Things worked out good, boss. But it wasn't easy shaking them dang pirates off our tail.
Well then, take the priestess to a nice warm cell.
You're right.
Yeah!
Hey, sure you won't join?
Again, the music's pretty good.
As many advantages.
I've changed my mind.
It is a time.
Again, that opening scene is pretty good. Like, I understand why people give this show a bad time. I've given it a bad rap in the past too. I've crapped all over this show in the past. But, you know, that scene, there's nothing much wrong with it. It's pretty decent scene. It's not horrible. Keep in mind, I'm not an anime or film expert. That's not my area of expertise. But I watched that, I'm like, you know what? No major flaws that I could see. It was a decent, fun time romp. It sets up things pretty well. Sets up a good premise of an episode. I don't really have any problems with it. And then we're back to this awesome opening. Oh my gosh, I love this narration so much.
For time, once 7 nations shared the Acanian continent with the kingdom of Saint Acania at their center. Now, however, the gods of war and madness have descended upon this land, and the country of Darua, led by Medius, the Dragon of Darkness, has colluded with Garnef, ruler and supreme priest of the Kadin, to destroy the central kingdom. Their victory was swift and terrible. Having reduced the once mighty capital of Acania to rubble and ash, the Drahuan forces swept forward like a wave of steel. Now even the kingdom of Arisha, inheritors of the strength and the will of Henri the Great, has fallen at the feet of the army of night. A golden age of peace has been swallowed by the demons of darkness, and now Medius, Garneth, and Death rule half the
And again, nice opening. I really like the opening to the show. Not gonna lie, I gotta give, like, when I'm enjoying myself, I gotta admit that I'm enjoying myself. A lot of people go into this show, or to this OVA, expecting to just hate it, or like to crap on it. I can get it. But it's not as bad as people like to make it out. Of course, the dub makes it funnier.
Where do you scallywags think you're going? You gotta pass through here. You gotta pay the toll. If you don't have money, we'll gladly take your life.
My mother would be angry.
You know, I was giving this show a pretty decent amount of praise, and then it throws, and then it shows the Scotsman at me. Oh, give me all your money, yeah. The dub makes it a lot funnier, honestly, a lot more enjoyable. I gotta repeat that. Like, let's hear that again.
Hey, you guys, there's strangers at the gate. Hey, where do you scallywags think you're going?
Scottish pirates, dude.
And if you don't have money, we'll gladly take your life.
My mother would be angry if I spent my life so carelessly.
Yo, Cain and Abel.
How the bloody heck are you?
My mom would be mad.
We're the Arisian Knights, and we're here to liberate the town of Galda. Let them go!
Let them all go? But Mars!
There's no need
but
to
Mars!
We have much bigger fish to fry.
And that's chapter 2 of the game, I think. That's gotta be chapter 2. Also, they really stuck on that shot.
I can't begin to thank you enough. I'm Becht, the Elder of Galda. My life is yours. And what is our savior's name?
I am Mars. Mars Lowell, heir to the throne of Arisha.
The son of King Cornelius? You are truly he?
Yes.
The prince that inherits the blood of Henri the Great.
Grand-père,
huh?
It is not very polite to carry on this way in the middle of the street. Invite them to our house.
Right you are.
So many accents. How do I handle this? You got the the French, the Scots.
My soldiers are tired. Many have not.
The bandits sounded like they were Russian.
Is something the matter?
Oh no, nothing at all. But why?
Ooh, foreboding shot. The sun is setting. Also, I don't know why he goes around announcing his identity. That doesn't sound like a good idea. So yeah, I really like, accidentally shook the whole table. Whoopsies. Anyways, give me, I gotta start on my hair. My hair's a mess right now. Oh my god. Yo, where can I get a lightsaber? Again, amazing music. Amazing music. And I really don't mind, like, some of these scenes are fine, like, stereotypical, cliche, maybe. But some of them are executed fine.
Huh? The Orisha Knights?
Yes, I heard some of the pirates in Galda really got their vessels scuttled.
They're that strong?
No, the pirates were just too weak. Well, we'll know soon enough. If they're heading to Arcania, they've got to pass through here first.
Jesus, barrel.
Happiness is that which must be treasured. Peace is that which must be nurtured. God is one who must be worshipped. Happiness is that which must be treasured. Peace is that which must be nurtured.
Miss Lena! Miss Lena!
Huh? Julian!
Here, for you.
Thank you for your kindness. But please, take this away.
But why? You haven't eaten for over 2 days.
I am in servitude to my God. I cannot eat that which has been taken from others.
You must. And anyway, it's my dinner.
Oh. Then I thank you.
You're quite welcome. Don't lose heart. I'll slip you some more food later.
Again, I keep saying this, but I really don't mind some of these scenes. And then this scene comes up. Oh.
Doga, did you see that shot?
Did you see that shot? You see that shot, Doga?
What did you say? I hit it on the mark!
1 time out of 20. Keep practicing.
You big lug! I hit that black spot in the middle! Can't you say
Watching those two makes me wonder if we'll ever be able to take Orisha back from Medius.
We'll get it back. We'll get it back no matter what it takes.
Yes, we will. But first, let's celebrate today's victory.
So, let me see. You want us to rescue this priestess, Sister Lena, from the bandits of the Mountain Pass.
Yes, in the dark hours while those cursed pirates held our city, Sister Lena was the only hope we could hold on to. Is there any chance you would consider rescuing her?
We'll try, sir.
My liege, our primary concern must be to relieve Orlean.
But, Jagan, we cannot ignore...
I can't get over the pronunciation of Orleans. I call it Orleans, man. Not Orlean. Orleans. Orleans. I don't know.
What could be taking them so long? They've been in there for hours.
Princess Sheeta, you really shouldn't worry about them.
But Oguma, that girl is in there. How could I not be worried?
Flashback time.
Don't die. Promise me.
Oh, sorry. That seems a little too cheesy for my taste, but
We've decided. Tomorrow we're leaving for Orlean through Devil Mountain Pass.
But Mars, there are bandits in the Devil Mountains.
Princess, I'm well aware of the dangers.
my ears. Oh god. Let's go, Navarre.
Next time, try to bring someone who's more of a challenge, old friend.
This is an outrage!
Now, let's talk shop, huh? Hey!
A real Macedonian priestess, huh? How about 3? Huh? Huh? Okay, 5 then. All right, you bandit, name your price.
Boss always gets the best price.
Boss always gets the best price. You know he does. He's a smart man.
Wait, Julian! My staff of relief. I can't leave my staff of healing behind. Please, Julian, you must escape without me.
I can't do that. I'll go back for it later. We've got to get you out of here, Lena. Come on, hurry.
I don't know that bell. Oh my god.
Where you going, Julian?
He's mine.
You can have the traitor, but the girl is ours, Naval.
There's so much grunting. Man, Navari with no mercy.
But why?
Yeah, but why? Nah, I get why, obviously, but that delivery was kind of off.
You lost 4 men and you let him get away? You've got some nerve coming back after that.
But boss, we did get the girl back. Oh, I was so worried.
Go find the kid and kill him.
Right.
Again, so much grunting and just heavy breathing. Like, it's pretty funny. Also, Mark does not need any pants, dude. He's got the pride to rock. Like,
Huh? Where am I?
also, I think those are pants, dude.
You're injured.
Looks like you've come.
Are those Is he? You're right. I know he doesn't wear pants in the game, but is he actually still not wearing any?
Around.
I can't tell if those are pants or his knees. Like, look at that. I think they're pants.
Who are you?
Okay, those have got to be pants, dude. Yeah, they're pants. Sorry to burst your bubble, dude, but they're pants. You know, I wish there weren't any pants, if I'm being honest, you know. But you know, you can't win them all. A truly faithful adaptation would take them off, you know. Yeah, I'm just saying.
We are the Aretian Knights. We are on our way to Orleans.
Huh? Oh, please, sir. I must appeal to your sense of chivalry. Sister Lena is being held by bandits. Can you rescue her?
Do you know where Sister Lena is being held?
I know where the bandits' hideout is. Please help me.
All right, if you'll be our guide.
Wait, Prince
Yes,
Mars.
this could be a bandit's trap.
No, I think we can trust him.
Ah, yes, the Fire Emblem classic. Trust this person I just met. You know, it doesn't get more Fire Emblem than that.
Once the Orisha Knights have been to the pass.
Man, Drog sounded so hype. He's like, yeah. You're gonna see a bunch of still frames in this episode. See what I mean? A lot of still frames.
Nuts. I think it's time to leave.
Yes, fleeing does seem like the best option, doesn't it?
Nah, I'll get my money.
Come on, you.
Going somewhere?
Ooh, Navarre.
How convenient. How'd you like to be my bodyguard? I'll pay you twice what your boss did.
Really?
Uh-huh. Look, all this will be yours if you get me out of here. Hey, wait! If it's the money you want, then take it!
You killed him!
Look at my hands. Look! These hands are stained with death. What's one more murder when you've committed so many? There's no turning back for me now. Not even your god can save my soul, priestess.
If you're beyond redemption, then why did you save me?
Nah. Again, I like how Navarre doesn't reply to that. He's like, yeah.
Sister Lena! Huh? Sister Lena!
Julian!
Miss Lena, thank God you weren't hurt.
Yes, that strange swordsman rescued me again.
Naval rescued you?
Naval? Is it?
Allow me.
Hey, thanks.
Yo, even Oguma knows what's down with that killing edge, dude.
I've heard tales of a man who wields 2 crimson blades and can defeat an entire army.
Again, sick music.
You're the one called Naval, aren't you? Why are you siding with these evil bandits? Please, stop all of this meaningless fighting.
Step back. This doesn't concern you.
First, tell me why you saved Julian and Sister Lena.
Because I felt like it.
You're lying! If you still intend to use your sword on Oguma, you'd better be prepared to use it on me first.
You called this fighting meaningless. Are you saying that any kind of fighting can be meaningful?
Yes, it can, if your cause is truly a just one.
Interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing what it is that makes it so meaningful to you.
Naval, you traitor! Why?
I guess I changed my mind. Again.
Freaking Navari, man. Just like, oh, I changed my mind again. Sorry.
Fighting has subsided. Our casualties were light.
How many bandits escaped?
Our casualties were light. Those logs looked pretty like.
That's fine. Thank you, Jake.
Those logs looked pretty devastating. Not gonna lie.
Look, sire, we're finally here.
Yes, it's Orleans.
Only a few days more now.
Have courage, Princess Nina. The Orishan Knights are here.
Ah, yes. Your small army.
Yet to be fought. But with the arrival of the Orishan Knights, new hope spread throughout the land. The spirit of Henri the Great had been reborn.
And that is episode 2. Alright, I don't think there's anything after this, but before we go, just a big shout out to She and Auto Gaming for uploading this for all of us to watch, because it's very hard to... Did he upload the first one? Yes, he did too. He uploaded episode 1. Oh man, if I like, I can ask him for his 3DS code? Damn, that's a big deal. Follow me Twitter at yeah, it doesn't say where to follow him, but I'll give him a like. Oh, I'm not logged in. I forgot. Okay, here you're gonna hear my rambling, because there is so much to talk about in this OVA, and it opens up a huge discussion about just how Fire Emblem should be adapted. And, of course, I'm not going to spill my whole hand here, like, in terms of my next video, because I'm going to be talking about, well, I'm going to mention this OVA briefly to make a point in that video. But, like, my next video is going to be on the struggles of adapting Fire Emblem to an anime. And, like, the script's written, I'm pretty much just done it. I'm not done the video, but I'm reading my script, I have my points. So I'm not going to outline them here. I got to save some, again, I've got to save some of my hand for the video. But I'm going to talk about some stuff that I'm not going to cover in the video. But, this OVA, it gets a worse rap than it deserves. At the same time, I don't think it's necessarily an amazing adaptation. Also, it didn't get canceled. There were only 2 episodes ever made. It's that simple. It was an original video animation, 2 episodes made independently of anything. It only made 2 episodes. That's it. It didn't get canceled. They just made these 2 episodes, and see how they went over. Obviously, they didn't justify the cost of making a full show. Eventually, their popularity was not enough to make a full show, like I just said. And so that's kind of a misconception to get out of the way. And the people working on this, it's very hard to get... sorry, I'm going to be waving my pen around. But it's not like there's actually, like... The animation for the time is actually fine, with the exception of the still frames. The still frames, like, in the last episode... In the last episode, if we go... There's some really bad still frames. Like, where are they? I don't know. There's some sloppy stuff. That's no lie there. There's a lot of not everything in these 2 episodes are refined or like it's not like it's like a perfect statue. They make a lot of this episode I actually prefer over the first one in terms of tone. They have it kind of drops the humor for the most part. And I think the Navarre scenes were handled pretty decently. It's just, I don't know. You can't help but feel that it's somewhat wasting potential in terms of how... If you compare how it feels like when you're playing the game... Of course, when we're talking about Fire Emblem 1 and Fire Emblem 3, when you're playing the chapters, I don't know, you really feel the battle part of it rather than the story. And I think this is an okay job of expanding on the story. And it gives, like people are saying in the chat, and thanks for tuning in, Overlord Destroy. But as people were saying in the chat, it does give some really good character backstories and insight. Not to say that those character backstories are necessarily amazing in themselves. Or they're, like, not to say, like, the backstories here aren't anything groundbreaking. They're pretty cliche and pretty typical. And pretty simple. And that's fine, but it's insight we wouldn't otherwise have. And it's fun to just have this, you know? It's nice that it exists. And in terms of you know, the dub, honestly, the dub just makes it a little funnier to watch, to be honest. But yeah. You know, another thing that's nice to do. Others, you're right, Foolishly Fool. Sheeta was not handled very well. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Also, we do not have official confirmation of a Fire Emblem anime. We have that message that was hidden in Heroes, I believe, on Lucina's sword, right? That it said, it said anime project success. Bagman H. No question, some of it could be better, but I think it had a good direction of how to adapt FE. That's where I somewhat disagree with you. It's in the right direction. I think it's in the ballpark. I think it just misses some marks. Basically, I think the star... I'm going to get into a little bit of my points of view here, but I think the star of the show in Fire Emblem is the strategy. Or the small strategy micro-tactics gameplay. That's what makes it interesting. The story on its own is pretty simple, pretty cliche, nothing groundbreaking. But if you add that thing that makes Fire Emblem special, you know, or what Fire Emblem can add to the story in itself, which is the tactics and growing attached to the characters through the tactics and the strategy. I feel like if it captured a little more of that part, I'd like it. This is true. They only had 2 episodes to work with this, and the 2 episodes that exist, I think they're all right. They're decent. They're okay. I think they lean more toward bad than good, but they're not as bad as people say. Or at least 2 episodes. What else do I want to say about this? Some fun trivia time, because I've actually looked at the show a lot, and I've watched it multiple times, just because I find it such an interesting piece of Fire Emblem history, in terms of just how it happened. like actually, just to get on a point that that Catch Jam. Tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong in the comments there. It would have been great if the anime showed both sides of the armies and each of their own strategies. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. That instead of having action scenes, of course action scenes are necessary here. It's a battle. But I'd love to hear the strategies being employed by both sides, make it a battle of wits. I'm not talking about huge long-term plot strategies. I'm not talking about, like super long range, like long-term plans. I'm talking about when you're playing Fire Emblem, what strategies are you using when you play? Everybody has a bunch of strategies they use. And in some certain maps, certain strategies are very effective, and the enemies are arranged in certain ways to kind of make strategies, or they go into like their own strategy into a battle with a formation that's meant to make the player act a certain way. And if an anime acknowledged that, I don't know, if an anime acknowledged that, you know, where like the enemy before the map's like, okay, we're gonna go do this, this, and this, and put our guys here, and then this is gonna happen. It kind of got to that in here. Give me a moment. And when they had the logs, I really like actually the log scene is also, yes, Sonic Surge. I was mentioning Code Geass earlier because I think it's a somewhat decent example, although I have a lot of problems with Code Geass myself. But, you know, just seeing kind of Lelouch in that show, you know, and how he's outnumbered a lot of the times, like you are in Fire Emblem, you're outnumbered, he's outnumbered. But he still kind of overcomes the odds, and he uses enemies who are thinking a little too simply against them. Anyways, where's the logs? Because this is an example of kind of what I want more of. Even though the logs, I don't think the original chapter had freaking logs, but like it cleared that the bandits here, no matter how simple the strategy is, they had one. You know, they had a. Wait a minute. Where did the logs come? There's the logs. They send the logs down. And it totally sends them into disarray. You know? It scatters them, and then guess what comes out next? They use the logs, you know, stuff like this. And then what? They rain the arrows on them while they're hurt. I really don't know how at the end they say we had light casualties when this happened, but more stuff like this, some micro tactics, and yeah, like I know what you're saying, Catch Jam, like on the fly decisions. You're right. Some things don't go your way when you're playing Fire Emblem, and like stuff like this, like on the fly situations. What does if you're in this situation here, and you're Marth, and you're getting mollywopped, what do you tell your troops to do? Like, but it doesn't do that at all. They get hit by arrows, and then they just kind of win, you know, because they have to. It doesn't acknowledge the fact that they even have to struggle. I mean, what? It protects them from the arrows. They send up the guy to take out the guy shooting the arrows, which I guess that makes sense. But, like, are they doing that of their own volition? Are they being commanded? Like, I don't know. This scene is probably the best at depicting an actual battle. The first episode was kind of just comedy mixed in, and I didn't like that at all, with the comedy scenes and butt jokes. I don't know. I would have liked to hear lines of reasoning of thinking, okay, we're in a bad situation. What do? We think smart. We use strategy. Do you think they would kill off characters? I don't know if they would do that. That's I'm going to talk about that in my video too. Again, I don't think we even necessarily need to see the individual shoulders' thoughts. It's just like some kind of just acknowledgement that conscious decisions are being made. Rather than just kind of showing it. I don't know. Showing it, sometimes, yeah, showing is better than telling. But yeah. That's kind of, this battle scene is probably my favorite in terms of an actual battle between like two groups. But then when you have these stills, wait a minute, where are the stills? Come on, where are they? When you have these stills like this, there's so much more you could have. Like in these shots than just stills. You just have a bunch of yelling and grunting and just fighting. And yeah, sometimes Fire Emblem is like that. You just have two groups. Sometimes you meet in the middle of the map against an enemy and you're just battling it out. But I don't know. I guess I think a lot when I play Fire Emblem, and I like shows with tactics. I like tacticals, outsmarting each other, you know, maneuvers. And although early chapters of Fire Emblem aren't really like that, there's at least micro tactics and situations that you use to beat chapters. And to see, I kind of want some acknowledgement of that in the show, or some kind of, because if you take a Fire Emblem story, it's not going to really hold up on its own. Or in my opinion, Fire Emblem stories aren't good enough to hold up on their own. But that's my kind of opinion. Again, all these points I'm talking about, you're kind of hearing them raw here. They're going to be much more refined in the video that's coming out. Again, some of the backstories were nice. Of course, the villains are Fire Emblem villains. They're going to be one-dimensional. That's kind of expected, to be honest. I can't really critique the villains because the original ones aren't even that good anyway, in terms of like chapter villains. Yeah. How long have we been going for? An hour and a half? How many people are even still sticking with me while I'm rambling? Yeah, I didn't expect them to be that many people while I rambled. Or I thought I'd lose some people. Because some people are here for the funny memes. Oh yeah, trivia. I was going to talk about some trivia. So, if we go to the... wait a minute, where's the credits? We have are the credits here? Give it a moment. There's some interesting people in the credits. Come on. I was gonna mention in the credits. What is this? There's some really cool people in the credits that are just interesting. Fire Emblem OVA credits. If we go to my anime list and we go to come on, where is it? Characters and staff. Come on, where is it? Where is it? Key animation. Basically, a lot of where did I get this source? I'm trying to think, because I was doing research on this show before. And believe it or not, Studio Ghibli worked on this show. They aren't the ones who made it or produced it, but they are, if I remember correctly, listed for key animation. Give me a moment. I need us to find this out. What is it? Come on. They're listed. Studio Ghibli is involved in this project. I'm just trying to find out where they're credited. I had a source on this. Oh yeah, you're right. Though the VHS box art depicts Marth in possession of the falchion, he never acquires it during the course of the anime, which concludes at a very early point in the original story. That is true. He does have the falchion. I didn't know that. You're right. Ah, man. Where's my source that Ghibli was involved in this? Because I know they were. Ghibli had only was working on animation in here. They were like where did I have that source though? I swear I had a source where I remember finding something. That's what I found so interesting about this is that I go to characters and staff and I don't see them. Let me go back to the credits. Thanks for tuning in, Matt Person. Come on. It's got to be in here. Oh, whoopsies. Damn, we didn't go full screen. Oh, man. I'm going to say to take my word on Ghibli involved in this, but I won't settle until I prove it, to be honest. What is that source I had? Oh, man. We're going to be going to some old... Oh, my gosh. We're going to some old boys here. For those of you who don't know, this is my old channel. What's up, Cynical Player? And I made a whole video on Lost Media of the Night. Don't watch this video, it's not good. I'm just going to be straight up. I'm trying to look at the sources I used. Oh, come on. This video's bad. It's not well made at all. What source did I use? Does this have the credits in English? Okay, let's look at this. Let's look through this. I'm gonna put the volume down. This will be easier to get through in terms of looking through the credits, but wait a minute, what the It's Fire Emblem Secret of Crest. That's my favorite game. I love Fire Emblem Secret of Crest. Woo! That's my favorite game in the series. Ah, yeah. Fire Emblem Secret of Crest, man. That's actually pretty funny. Mystery of the Emblem got translated as Secret of Crest. Ah, that's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. It's my favorite Fire Emblem game, guys. Secret of Crest. See these key animators? I swear that they work for, I swear that Ghibli was involved in this. And Studio Donguri, Studio Egg, Studio Ghibli? You know what? Am I just a dumbass and that's just it just got credit? It just was I just bad and just saw that as Ghibli? Studio Kuma. Animation checker. Or no, they did the in-between animation. That's what Studio Ghibli did. They did the in-between animation. Or I think that's what they did. Backgrounds, yada yada. Director of photography. Editing. I'm aware that Ghibli is not Ghibli. Okay, give me a moment. I had to search this up. I just gotta get a result. Fire Emblem in between animation. It's not gonna appear. Give me a moment. I will not accept defeat. I know Ghibli is not Ghibli. Key animation. Man, people really go deep in these credits. Cooley Cooley. Come on. Is there another page on the Fire Emblem OVA? I need a source. I'm so sorry, guys. Seeing me search for this live. Here we go. This is my source. I remember this now. I am not wrong, guys. Here it is right there. In between animation, Studio Ghibli. Is that on the stream right there? Do you see that right there? Episode 1 only. But guess what? Was this episode 1's credits? You know what? Maybe they got this wrong. But this was the source I used. And I am not joking. This specifically says episode 1. But let's see. Let's go back to the credits and see if they made a mistake. Okay. This is what Ghibli. Does it say Ghibli somewhere else here? Animation, Studio, Egg, and Tawashida, background art, finish animation. Is this finish animation? This just says Animation Studio. In between animation. Okay. You know, let's search up an article on this, because I don't know myself. But I know it's a lot of grunt work. Here we go. In-betweening, or tweening, is the process of generating intermediate frames between two images to give the appearance that the first image evolves smoothly into the second image. In-betweens are the drawings between keyframes which help illustrate the illusion of motion. In-betweening is a key process in all types of animation, including computer animation. So, like I said, I'm not an animation expert, but that's a lot of grunt work. A lot of grunt work. You have the keyframes, and then they do everything in between the keyframes. So a lot of the animation in the first episode, if we go to the first one, this is the first one, right? So I'm thinking in a lot of scenes like this, so stuff like this, if you think of like stuff like this, where like the page is flipping as he pulls it out. In between, like look at this. In between animation is just brutal. Like, so Ghibli probably didn't have much to do with the artistic direction, more as they were probably just contracted to work on this. So maybe when it was being localized, they didn't change from the Romanji? I don't know. Romani. So Ghibli stayed as Ghibli. I don't know. Again, my expertise in Japanese is pretty low. But yeah, Ghibli worked on this. And I find that so interesting. That is so interesting. There's just... Nobody knows this. Nobody knows that, like, Studio Ghibli had its single hand in working with Fire Emblem. And it's so great. I don't know. Here's the thing. There's so much cool facts about this thing. About this OVA. That I don't know. Maybe I love it because it's so quirky and kind of weird. And such an obscure piece of media that has like so much kind of like cool facts about it. It's like a trivia goldmine, to be honest. That just makes it just fun, you know? Fun to kind of watch, learn about, talk about. It raises cool questions about Fire Emblem as being adapted into an anime. It's just great. It's great stuff. Great stuff. Now, I don't think there's much else to do in terms of this OVA. I've kind of exhausted my trivia. Very cool show, though. Very cool show. I used to give it a hard time, but I've really come around on it, and this just blows my mind. I don't know why it does, but it does. It just blows my mind. Like, Studio Ghibli, you know? Like, one of the most famous... Again, you see, they do a lot of in-between animation work. They get contracted to do it. You can see this here and there, what they're credited for. Again, in-between animation. Shows that you would never associate with them. What is this? In-between animation? What is this show? Do you attach Ghibli to this? Not really. Like, but they worked on it, and they got contracted to work. Just happened to get contracted to work on this. And KSS. You know what? I really don't have much else to talk about. Spike Spencer, the God. Oh yeah, Code Geass. Oh, this is Akito, the Exiled. Yeah, they did. Anyways, how many people we still got around here? 16? Yeah, I think we're gonna be done for today, boys. If I talk about it anymore, I'm just dragging it out, and I'm also eating into what I'm gonna be talking about in my next video, because I think the adaptation, of Fire Emblem into animated form is such a cool topic, and there's so much to talk about. And this show is almost like a great kind of like, it's a great thing to learn from if they do make a new one, or if they do decide to adapt Fire Emblem again. There's a lot to learn from this adaptation, a lot to take away from it, and yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Fun stream. Probably the most successful stream so far in terms of viewership and the chat. How poppin' was the chat? Of course, this is going to be public for about a week. I'll leave it up. It's going to be public. You can come back and see it whenever you want. After a week, my stream VODs go into unlisted. And they go into the stream VODs playlist on my channel just to make sure they don't clutter up the main channel. Because when people go and watch and go see my channel, I don't want a bunch of streams strewn about, so they have to search through a bunch of random live streams they don't care about to get to the content they want to see. So this will be public, and this is going to be uploaded just as a raw VOD. Just a raw VOD you can come in and watch. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Great to see some new faces. Also, actually, I should probably do this. If you didn't know already, we have a Discord. Actually, I'm going to have to snake that link. Get that link from the description of my last video. Of the future Pavise Productions video. If you want to join the Discord, We've got a nice community. Or it's pretty small. Sometimes small communities are the best communities. If you want to join the Discord, there's the link. Memes, goofs. We have a spoiler chat, non-spoiler chat. If you want to know the latest updates on video production, on what I'm doing, I talk about a lot of what I'm writing in my scripts there in advance. So if you want to get a peek into my mind of what goes through my head when I'm making a video, you can go check that out. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, guys. Lots of fun on the stream today. Lots of fun. Again, nice to see some new faces. I'm sorry, Ivy Goo. I'm sorry, man. You can come back and watch it. Yes, Thunderfang. This will be uploaded later. You should continue your Genealogy of the Holy War gameplay stream. Again, I really do not like playing... I've experimented with playing Fire Emblem on stream in the past. I just don't find it enjoyable. Fire Emblems, I like something I'd like to play in silence on my own. When it's nice and quiet. It's something I just like... When I look back on my streams, I'm just not very comfortable when I'm streaming Fire Emblem. Despite how much I like to talk about it. I like rather putting on things like this, or if you look at my last stream, Faster Than Light, stuff like that that's more relaxed, where people in the chat, we all have more something in common. Anyways, see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back next Thursday, 8 o'clock, back with another stream, so you can tune in then. Weekly streams on Thursdays. I don't know when the next video will be up, but it will be up within a week and a half at least. See you then.